Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're asking, well, can a watch really carve out its own space? Especially when, maybe its biggest competition is coming from inside the house.
Uh-huh. And we're zoning in on a specific one, the Heuer Aquaracer Professional 200 Solargraph, specifically the new one with that striking ice blue dial.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of give you the inside track on this timepiece.
Yeah, we're using a really detailed review excerpt as our guide. We'll pull out the most, crucial bits, the design, the tech, where it fits in the market, all the good stuff.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit. The Aquaracer Solargraph line. It's in an interesting position in the Tag Heuer lineup, isn't it?
It really is, because you've got the Formula One collection, which is generally more affordable now using the exact same solar movement.
Ah, okay. So a bit of internal rivalry then.
Precisely. And that's why this new Aquaracer variant, it kind of has to do more. It needs to stand out. It's designed for, well, tougher sports use, a more premium feel, and now this really eye-catching color. That's the strategy, the why, behind these design choices we're going to talk about.
That makes a lot of sense. So if it's up against its own siblings, how does Tag Heuer make this one special beyond just the color? Let's talk about the watch itself, the case maybe.
Good place to start. It's matte blasted titanium.
Okay.
Which straight away gives it a very sleek look, and it feels really well proportioned on the wrist. Dimensions are 40 millimeters wide, about 10 millimeters thick.
Oh, that's quite thin compared to a lot of dive-style watches, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And that titanium finish, it's described as having this coarser, heavier grain, almost industrial.
Industrial, okay, like a tool watch.
Exactly. Very utilitarian tool-like. But here's the kicker. It's incredibly lightweight.
Titanium.
Which means it's super comfortable to wear. You get the tough look without the weight.
That sounds like a winning combo. And you can still see the Aquaracer family resemblance, right? Those angular lugs, that squared off bit on the side at 9 o'clock.
Oh, definitely. It clearly signals its heritage. Now, the bezel's interesting, too. Broad, unidirectional.
Standard dive watch stuff.
Mostly. But it has this blunted 12-sided shape dodecagonal. And the scale on it is minimal, engraved, but crucially, it's unloomed.
Unloomed, so it doesn't glow in the dark.
Nope. Which, combined with the pared-back 60-minute scale, kind of limits its use as a hardcore, true diver's tool.
Ah, I see. So it's leaning more towards general sports watch, despite the 200-meter water resistance.
That seems to be the positioning, yeah. Still very capable, but maybe not purely a dive instrument. And you get a solid case back, too, with a nice compass rose design engraved on it.
Okay, interesting compromise there. But let's get to the main event, the thing everyone's probably talking about, that dial.
Right, the ice blue finish.
It's very striking. And it's different from that Tiffany blue that's been so popular, yeah.
Absolutely. It's less saturated, colder, more, well, icy. And it works really well with the dark gray of the titanium case.
So how do they achieve that look, especially with a solar watch? Don't they need, visible solar cells?
Well, that's where the clever part comes in. That used to be the case. You'd often see the photovoltaic cells, but the tech's moved on.
Okay.
Now, brands work with transparent layers that gather the light without exposing the cells directly. And the Aquaracer Solargraph line is, frankly, really good at integrating this.
So what are we actually looking at on this ice blue one?
Okay, so the main dial surface, the part with the horizontal deck plank lines, it's actually transparent.
Really?
Yeah, but it's lightly frosted, so it adds its own texture and depth. And underneath that is the actual lower dial surface, which has a sunburst finish.
Wow. So with the frosting and the sunburst below,
yeah,
it's like, you said it, like looking through thin ice onto water.
Exactly that visual. It's quite effective. And it does cool things with the light, too.
Like what?
Well, the text on the dial and those applied hour markers, they almost look like they're floating. And depending on the angle of the light, you get these really dramatic drop shadows behind them. Adds a lot of visual depth.
Cool. Any other little details on the dial?
Yeah, there's a nice touch with the seconds hand. It's a needle shape, unloomed, but it's done in this pale turquoise color.
Okay.
Same color for the little markers on the outer minute track and the Solargraph text at 6 o'clock. It just adds a little pop, a bit of a levity against the cool blue and gray.
That was like a really well thought out dial. Now, what about the engine inside? The TH5000 movement. You mentioned it's solar, but I think I heard there was some chatter about it.
Ah, yes. The movement. There has been a bit of buzz, maybe even, some controversy.
Okay, what's the story there?
Well, Tag Heuer is very upfront about partnering with Le Jouperet, which is owned by the Citizen Group for the development and supply.
Right.
But there is a noticeable resemblance between this TH5000 and Citizen's own EcoDrive E168 movement.
Ah, and the watch community noticed. I take it.
Oh, yes. Some parts of the community can be quick to jump on things like this, maybe drawing parallels to, past instances where brands shared components.
So is it just a rebranded citizen movement then?
It's more nuanced than that. While the underlying tech and architecture might be similar, they aren't identical. They have different strengths.
Okay, like what for the TH5000?
The main advantage highlighted for the TH5000 is its larger solar cells. Apparently, this lets it get a full charge good for 10 months in under 20 hours of sunlight.
10 months. That's impressive.
It is, and even if you keep it in total darkness, it'll still run for about 6 months on a full charge.
Still pretty decent.
Definitely. And the accuracy is what you'd expect from good quartz, plus or minus 15 seconds per month. So yes, there's a connection, a shared technology base, but the TH5000 does seem to offer some specific performance benefits.
Gotcha. Okay, that clarifies things a bit. So we've got the case, the dial, the movement. What about how it wears?
Yeah.
The bracelet must play a big part, especially being titanium too.
Absolutely. The bracelet matches the case, same matte blasted titanium, and it's a 3-link design.
Like an oyster bracelet.
Sort of, yeah, but it's Tag Heuer's take on it. It has these angular facets, but the edges are slightly softened or blunted. It echoes the case geometry really nicely.
And how does it feel? You mentioned the watch head is light.
The bracelet is too, but the real standout feature is its flexibility. It's incredibly supple, especially how the end links connect to the case. They're female end links, which helps it drape really well.
Ah, so it conforms to the wrist better.
Exactly. All that combines the lightness, the thinness, the supple bracelet to make this Aquaracer Professional 200, honestly, one of the most comfortable dive-style watches you can buy right now.
High praise indeed. So let's pull back for the big picture. We started by saying the Aquaracer line needs to differentiate itself even from other tags. Does this ice blue Solargraph pull it off?
Well, look, just changing the color isn't going to completely solve that big strategic challenge overnight.
Yeah.
But this ice blue version, it is definitely the most distinctive, the most eye-catching version in the Solargraph lineup so far.
Because of that dial tech.
Exactly. It really leverages the unique visual possibilities of that semi-transparent solar dial. It creates a watch that's got real character. It's super easy to wear, and it feels, genuinely quite special.
Sounds like a compelling package. And for anyone listening who's tempted, availability and price.
Yeah, it should be available now through Tag Heuer authorized dealers, and the suggested retail price is $3,350.
Okay, $3,350. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered quite a bit. That really unique ice blue dial effect, the tough but light titanium case and bracelet.
And that whole interesting story around the solar movement, the TH5000.
Lots to chew on.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. What does a watch like this, the Aquaracer Solargraph, tell us about how a big established brand like Tag Heuer handles innovation today? Especially in an industry that's so steeped in heritage. How do they mix those traditional looks with tech that's cutting edge, sometimes maybe a bit controversial, to kind of redefine what a modern sports watch can even be?
That's a great question. Makes you think, what elements here might actually influence future watch trends? Or even just, how do you personally weigh up the cool design versus the technical stuff, maybe the movement story, when you're looking at a watch? Lots to consider. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive.